I am Mark Stewart, and I'm really happy today. It's because I saw that last weekend a newfound heroine of mine won her race. That is Chelsea Mitchell. She's a high schooler in nearby Canton, Connecticut. She and her family and a couple other girls are challenging a horrible ruling by the state and a policy that they've been using for the last 2 years that lets boys run in races against girls in the girls competition. So Chelsea has been basically running against this horrible tailwind of somebody who is built to be faster, has 18 times the testosterone. He is a male, however he feels. And there's a couple of them now running in Connecticut races, winning almost all the medals in the 1-2 slot that should be going to competitive females. That's why we have the separated competition. Progressives don't like this. Progressives are wrong. Progressives think that we need to coddle the wayward feelings of a boy. He is a boy. He is not female. Even if he had the operation, I don't think it's happened, but even if there's a snip, there's an addition of boobs, there's some extra hormones put into him, he was born male. You don't change that. You can't. So this thought that progressives have that, oh, well, we're all equal except appearance anyway, this kind of liberation is not liberating to every single female who is competing in a scholastic event. And a lot of them have scholarships on the line that they could be denied to get into college because, again, we're indulging some wayward boys who take the medals. They need therapy. They don't need to be boosted artificially by people who in false fashion, because it can't really be true that people really believe that this is the event they belong in. Why does it happen? Because administrators are cowardly. Okay? They don't stand up. They quiver with the thought of political correctness being on the wrong side of it. And yes, feelings do dominate the people in this often educrat class. Oh, a few people feel like they're female, we should indulge them. That's why in some states they get to go, these are males, get to go into girls' locker rooms, get to go into women's bathrooms, under now goofball laws that say, well, because they feel like women, they should have the same access, denying all privacy to actual women and having the chance of predatory males who actually know they're males and want to get peeps going into those private places. This has to end. And where the hell are the feminists? Okay? This has been in my state raging for 2 years and not a peep from what should be ardent feminists saying we want to protect girls' rights, girls' privacy, girls' dignity. And quiet. And they let a conservative group, thank goodness for them, defend these track athletes in Connecticut at least. Go. Push this hard. Because those kids are ruining all of scholastic competition, at least all female scholastic competition. You know, you do more of this, and there will be no such thing as under 12 competition or under 14 competition. Why? Because the 22-year-old who feels young would then be able to allow to be racing against 12 and 11-year-olds and taking all their medals, okay? That's where you're going with it. This is a country, this is a world that has standards, and the progressives would like to get rid of it. Well, that is kind of the start of the death of the Western world. Standards are there for a reason. People who don't feel comfortable in those standards should learn to live with them, and we should help. But we shouldn't be changing the standards for a few. Look, their waywardness might even be very temporary, okay? There's probably 50% of boys who at one point felt, I'd rather be a girl. Maybe it's for a few weeks. Maybe it's for a few months. Thank goodness, back in the 70s and 80s, nobody indulged that. Otherwise, we'd have a really screwed up society. I did for maybe 2 months. The girls who played flute opposite, I played clarinet, so I could see they were having more fun. That was Andrea, and Jenny, and Kathy. And I thought maybe it would be better if I too were a female instead. Thank goodness I didn't have any counselor say, you should act on your feelings and you should have a different kind of hormonal therapy and you should be allowed to change with them in their locker rooms. We had standards back then. We're losing them now. Please, it is time to bring back standards that we once had, which do make a better and, yes, happier society. I'm Mark Stewart. Thanks for listening.